Bro, a major drawback that we're seeing every day is the digital impact.
Right.
Too much of screen time for the children, and that's actually impacting your speech, your understanding. Because when too much of screen space is there for them, they only understand certain things in a digital way.
Right.
They're not ready for two-way communication at all. They only put in information.
Socializing becomes a challenge. Yeah.
And a lot of disorders are also following along with this. So that is something we need to do. So that was when I realized, talking to parents is not going to help on making this place better. Instead, let's just focus on the children, to create some kind of impact in making their childhood more happy and joyful. So that was what, took me here. So that is because of this path that I had when I had my daughter.
I mean, there is a lot of complaint about the new age parents, like in the way they parent and everything. So what are a few things that you think, okay, the new age parents are doing this in the best ways possible? I think this is the right way to do it. So if you were to point out a few that way, what would it be? There is a lot of screen time, right? But if you were to give a solution to it saying, okay, do this.
Right. Avoid this.
Yeah.
We should avoid it.
But that's not practical, right?
Or do my schoolings in pretty much around 5 schools, and then my college. So it was during my motherhood phase, when my daughter was little. There's not much of information around. Why children behave certain way, why they're crying, for what are they crying. As a first-time mother, it was always a pressure on me. Or to have a baby calm, quiet, or the child should be happy. Is all that everybody wants. If a baby is going to cry, immediately they come at the mother and ask, why is the baby crying? Is she not eating properly? Is she not eating? These are the questions that they throw on us, right? This word comes off, and these days, these children understand better, and those days, our children don't understand it. These things you pretty much hear, right?
True.
Those children are
they're very interesting, intelligent.
That also comes from the fact that I'm still able to see is that when it comes to parenting again, pretty much all the burden is on the women. So handling the children and the business, it's going to be a little hard for them.
I know how it is to bring up a child on one side and doing something like this on another, and you have like a lot of pressure from the family. Very often the partners are supportive, but leaving the partners, it's not that great in terms of the setup that they give you. So if you can tell us a bit about how you are dealing with it and how are you looking at it in the first place?
One thing that I would always tell all my parents is that we want our children to be confident. Even if they don't know something, telling that I don't know this, they have to be confident to tell this. That's what we want the children to be, and we work on that.
Right.
There's nothing wrong in not knowing, but the children should speak up for themselves. Only then they'll be curious to learn even more or talk or express themselves.
Point to if they are picking a particular syllabus. Is there something like that in the first place?
Tell that, but in case if you're looking...
Happy to have you on another session of Aspire Circle. So today I'm like super excited about the guest that I have because she comes from a environment that's like not so business friendly. She comes from a salaried background with a lot of peer pressure from her parents' ecosystem, I'd say. So that being the case, she is an aspiring educationist turned entrepreneur who is doing transformational difference in the city of Madurai with her school that she has set up now, and happy to have Gayatri.
Thank you.
So, Gayatri, I think today's session is going to be very much around how a mother of a kid is striving and doing the best in becoming an entrepreneur on one side, and how is the dynamics in the education industry. So these are the two things that we'll try to highlight, and how are things in a tier 2 city in terms of entrepreneurship and your overall setup that you're coming from, all of that. I think we'll try and understand all of that. Great. So to start off, I think we'll try and understand who you are in the first place. So give us some insights on who you are and where you come from and the kind of background you come from.
Okay, so I'm basically an engineer. Okay, so but I have my places, like I've traveled a little bit as my father was into a transferable job. So I did kind of do my schoolings in pretty much around 5 schools, and then my college. And I think over this period of time, I did get a little bit of exposure, talking to new people, and that was something that I still do enjoy, meeting new
Right.
people, trying to understand them, and then finding, what is so unique about them, handling them, and all that. And I think, when I try to understand myself, this was something that was there in me that has driven me over a lot of different areas in my life. Be it my career or till the choice that I have taken at the moment. So, yeah, that's it.
Great. So tell me a bit about your childhood. I kind of see that, or I kind of know that through research that you have been to multiple schools, right? How has it influenced your life in terms of your personality, the directions that you have taken in life? I mean, yeah.
So I think, I don't know how I felt initially because that was in a very small age. But there's something that I really know is that I love making new friends. So I think this started way back when I, switched schools. Probably my first change was in my UKG or first standard, I believe. So that was when I was trying to make friends, and then I go to another one and then make new friends.
Nice.
So that was how it was. And that has given me a lot of different perspective as well, how people see a lot of things and stuff like that. But one thing that I'm not afraid is that I would love to explore anything and everything. There's if you're going to introduce me to something new now, and if that's going to really excite me, then I would not mind trying it. I wouldn't stick myself to one particular zone. I think that was kind of an influence that I had in my childhood, trying new things, meeting new people, and then experimenting. Their own lifestyle is a little different. Everybody carries a different lifestyle. So all these things, just let me explore myself even more till today.
Got it. So I think more of it is around adaptability. She has become like all the more adaptable, and like she has started loving being adaptable to things. I think that's like the best way to put it. Now getting back to the toughest instances in life that you have gone through, that you think has shaped your personality in the best ways possible. If you can, like, I want the answers, or I want it in a way that people start looking at toughest instances in life as learnings, right? So give me insights on that.
One interesting happening that I'll tell you. That is also one of the reasons why I'm here at Nurture today. So it was during my motherhood phase, when my daughter was little. There's not much of information around. Why children behave a certain way, why they're crying, for what are they crying. As a first-time mother, it was always a pressure on me. Want to have a baby calm, quiet, or the child should be happy is all that everybody wants. If a baby is going to cry, immediately they come at the mother and ask, why is the baby crying? Is she not eating properly? Is she not? These are the questions that they throw on us, right? Then when I was trying to understand why all these are happening, that is when I was so curious about understanding why they behave in certain way.
Right.
And because of that, I also did a lot of research work. I did take up a course. I did learn a lot about child psychology and all that. And initially I also did talk to parents on that. Okay, I gave them insights like telling this is why children behave certain way and you do not have to worry. But again, they fall back to the same pressure of others' question, and they're not able to, absorb the facts and then move on. So that was when I realized, talking to parents is not going to help on making this place better. Instead, let's just focus on the children, to create some kind of impact in making their childhood more happy and joyful. So that was what, took me here. So that was because of this spark that I had when I had my daughter. So that's how I ended up here. This is one instance.
Got it. So, I mean, it's more of the questions, like that's like a whole lot of questions at you, right? Were you able to answer most of it? I mean, over a period of time,
Yes.
let's say?
Yes. But even till today, we do have challenges. So, everybody is unique. Every child is unique. Even till today, if everybody is going to come at a lot of theories or facts or anything, then we will have yet another child with a different, situation or the way they behave. So, as we try to understand, and every day is a learning. Till today, every moment, even now when I'm interacting with you, I would be learning something from you. Yeah. So that's how we all.
So, what is your take on entrepreneurship from a lens of a mother of a child? Like, in terms of, I know how it is to bring up a child on one side and doing something like this on another, and you have like a lot of pressure from the family. Very often the partners are supportive, but leaving the partners, it's not that great in terms of the setup that they give you. So if you can tell us a bit about how you're dealing with it and how are you looking at it in the first place?
Okay. So to tell you about it, this thought didn't start, before 2 years or so. So I had this thought like somewhere around 8 years back, but I knew this will be a biggest challenge for me, having my daughter very small. So I wanted to give it a break. Meanwhile, yes, there were some background understanding on what is to be done, what is needed, and all that. But I was able to take this step forward only after, getting the confidence that, okay, my daughter is now grown up. I'll be able to take care of certain things. Now I can focus on this. So, that is quite a big challenge. In case, if you're going to ask me if I had started, like, a few years back, I'm not very sure if I would have balanced it well. So, yes, that was one thing. And apart from that, yes, my husband is also really supportive and my parents are also really supportive.
Right.
So, and there's one thing, I usually take decisions, like, once I'm very sure this is going to go in a certain way, I take the decision. But when I'm very unsure or I'm a little doubtful, my husband and my father, these two are the people who will throw me with a lot of questions. So, if I'm able to answer all their questions in a successful way, then it's a hit. So it's like that. I understand it's for they want me to be secure, or they do not want a fallback scenario. But still, these are the checkpoints for me. Like, okay, I've handled him, done. Okay, cleared. I've handled him, done. So if both of these people are okay with it, then I proceed with it. So at times I do fall back. That also happens. But when I do that, yes, my family is a little supportive.
Great.
Apart from that outer circle, once you prove, people will say okay to it. Till then, everybody is going to ask why should you leave a job? Why should you, a secured income is there for you? Why should you experiment and all that? It's okay.
Got it. So what was so fun about getting into this, right? So I mean, I totally understand there is like a lot of hardship entering into this space, exploring something that you don't know. Given that you don't come from a business background, there are a lot of new learnings at the end of the day. That's not so easy. But there are like a lot of fun elements involved, right? So I want to look at it through your lens to understand what are the fun elements involved in this.
Being a preschool, every day there's too much fun and love, the abundant love that the children show you. At the period of time, it will be like, fine, this is what I want in life. I don't want anything else, that, because it's pure innocent love that they show on you. And I, fingers crossed, touch wood, I have a very good team, my teachers. Kind of like, we are like friends.
Right.
So yes, what the children is, yes, we do hang out, we talk, understand what has happened in class, and everybody comes up with interesting stories. What this kid said that, what that, because it's like we keep laughing around it, and the satisfaction that you get when a child does something, it feels. There's so much pride in it. Even if I'm going to do it, I don't think I would feel so proud about it. But when they do it, there's a lot of pride. And when parents come and tell us that, no, he did that, he's done this and all that, that's more satisfying to the soul.
Interesting.
And, that is the driving factor.
Interesting. So, I mean, one other thing that I'd like to understand from you is, like, the way we parent now is very different from how it used to be previously, right? So what are the right things? I mean, what are the things that we are doing like really right? Because I mean, there is a lot of complaint about the new age parents, like in the way they parent and everything. So what are a few things that you think, okay, the new age parents are doing this in the best ways possible? I think this is the right way to do it. So if you were to point out a few that way, what would it be?
Okay. So one major thing is understanding them emotionally. I don't think that was there in our age. I pretty much think
They came for
at the
anything.
end of the day, at the end of the day, of course, parents are going to do everything good for us, but understanding them emotionally in all the phases of life, I think this age parents are doing it better, and at times that also goes overboard now.
Right.
I'm also able to see that that becomes a little into too much of pampering them, that children don't even know what rejections are.
Got it.
In that case, that's again going to be hard for the child to manage when they're going to come and play with the peer. So at home, whatever they ask, it's done, or everything is done. So I think there's a thin line in understanding them emotionally and over pampering them. So there is some tweaks that's needed.
Got it.
And I think I don't know, but this word comes often. These days, these children understand better, and those days, our children don't understand it. These things you pretty much hear, right?
True.
Those children are
They're very interesting, intelligent.
That also comes from the fact that we as parents were sitting and talking with the children about it.
We get to spend time.
And now, giving them complete information. I don't think in a lot of places we were given complete information. Certain point of time, this is what you'll get.
Yeah.
And once you keep asking questions, we'll be getting the answer like, we never asked questions, I don't know, you're asking me and all that. Now that parents are trying to answer pretty much all the questions that children ask, and so they are confident in telling others that this is what it is, and they understand this. And that's pretty good. I can see almost every parent put in a lot of effort in communicating with your children. And I think overall, a major drawback that we're seeing every day is the digital impact.
Right.
Too much of screen time for the children, and that's actually impacting your speech, your understanding. Plus, when too much of screen space is there for them, they only understand certain things in a digital way.
Right.
They're not ready for two-way communication at all. They only put in
socializing becomes a challenge. Yeah.
And a lot of disorders are also following along with this. So that is something we need to
see. I kind of see this coming up a lot, right? Like there is a lot of screen time, right? But if you were to give a solution to it, saying, okay, do this. Right. Yeah.
We should avoid it.
But that's not practical, right?
You should better to stick to a schedule, right? At least certain hours at home, limit your screen space. I know pretty much we have a habit, as soon as we go home, either music system is switched on or the TV is switched on, or we see something in the mobile. See, children learn just by seeing us.
Right.
We can't follow something else and ask the children to do something else. That's not going to happen at all. So we have to limit our screen time, or at least prioritize in your work hours. How you work hours? Tell them. I understand now work is completely in the shoemaker. So let them know. So this is my work hour. So stick to it.
Right.
They will understand sticking to what you say. This is work, so Daddy's doing the work. So once he finishes, he'll come and sit with me, play with me, or he will do his own work also. We do have a lot of other work than just sticking to a digital screen.
Is there a system that you suggest saying? See, I understand. Okay, like we have to plan it out and stick to like specific hours of speaking. I don't know how an entrepreneur can deal with it, but let's say there is someone who is in the corporate or who's working. Right, and he gets back home, he needs his me time as well, and he's also looking at spending time with the children. What is that one way that you think is practically doable? Like, is there an app that you think people can try, or is there a system that they can stick to?
Maybe in case if you want to do something along with the child using the digital space, please go for certain games that would enrich the children rather than just letting them watch.
Got it.
Okay, so interactive, something that's cognitive, maybe age appropriate, even if it's going to be racing or anything, no, that you're playing with the children, age appropriate for them. But I would again suggest to avoid rather than go out for a walk, play with a child, or an indoor game, or just sing along, dance along, or whatever it is. That is really going to strengthen the bond between the parents and the children. Probably just
Got it.
half an hour.
Got it.
Half an hour of solid time with the children will really give a great impact.
Got it.
Yeah.
Is there you would have come across this parent who's like doing a great job at this, right? For instance, the one thing that is coming to my mind right now is there could be that game which the parent and the child could find interesting, right? So has there been something like that you have come across?
Not very sure. It differs for a lot of people.
Right.
Okay, but I would still suggest this. You can play a karaoke, sing along. That is something that's really
you're talking
easy
about
for
fun,
all the
yeah.
age group. Yeah, and you can keep it. You can dance together. You have the music beat steps and all coming over. You can do that. So yes, of course, it will be like you're seeing the digital space. That addiction will also be satisfied, and along with that, you can dance, sing. That is pretty much enjoyable. At least for our age group children, we love music, songs,
Right.
dance. So we enjoy that.
So what is so unique about the way you look at educating children, right? Like you would have your own thought process towards it, right? So what is that one thing that you think, okay, we are doing this unique way, and I think that's making a difference. What is that one thing?
Yeah. One thing that I would always tell all my parents is that we want our children to be confident. Even if they don't know something, telling that I don't know this, they have to be confident to tell this. That's what we want the children to be, and we work on that.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong in not knowing, but the children should speak up for themselves. Only then they'll be curious to learn even more, or talk, or express themselves. So expressing themselves completely, something that I think pretty much everybody at Nurture will do.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's a strong focus.
As in, you're talking about being confident even if you don't know something, be confident about it.
I don't know. There's no harm in not knowing anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we do not have to be afraid of anything, face our challenges.
Right. So, that's too much of parenting lesson. I think we'll get into a bit of entrepreneurship, right? What are the challenges that you see, which what are the challenges that you see are impacting the tier 2 city entrepreneurs in the first place?
Okay. So obviously,
I think we'll keep it this way. There might be things that is outside of. It is very much at the individual level on one side, and then there is this these bunch of issues that's from the external circumstances. I think we'll look at it both the ways.
Okay. So first talking about the external stuffs, there's not much of exposure in countries, with the women entrepreneur circle that I'm part of, there's not much of exposure. And yes, now people are gearing up. We have a lot of connects, so we talk about a lot of things. Once we learn something, we just discuss, trying to, so that it will be useful for others as well, and they can implement in their own business. And there are a lot of schemes and stuff that's out there in the government, but pretty much nobody knows about it, even the government offices. I think this is a huge challenge. I'm not sure about tier 1 city or how it functions and all, but at least here in Madurai, I get to know that there are a lot of things that would really help entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs especially. But then I approached quite a few organizations trying to understand what it is, but nobody was able to give me a clear answer on that.
Right.
So I think that is something that we need to have a idea about. And apart from that, yes, as every business in every place, there is a lot of competition, or only I run the race, you do not have to run the race kind of stuff is there. But I think that's there pretty much everywhere. And being a women entrepreneur, the acceptance that you get in the society is a little less when compared to men. But I think it is getting a little better. Now that I'm able to see a lot of women entrepreneurs, right? So I think people are breaking it up, they want to do what they're coming over and doing, and there's a lot of families that are supporting them as well. I think that's a huge change that I'm seeing, at least in the last 4 or 5 years. A lot of families are supporting, and there's a lot of family business also that they're taking up along with their partners. They're able to do it. So yes, that's something good. And about pretty much the inner circle, I think that it varies from person to person. Yeah. But one thing that I'm still able to see is that when it comes to parenting again, pretty much all the burden is on the women. So handling the children and the business, it's going to be a little hard for them. I'm not here complaining, Ben, but our society's framework is put up in such a way that this is a little bit of struggle for pretty much all the women out there.
Right.
Yes, but when our partners are slowly picking up, I think we'll be able to see a difference.
Nice. So, I mean, I think talking about the competition part that you mentioned, right? How do you look at it in the first place? So, I mean, okay, I'll give you some context to my question. So, Madurai, I feel, is starting to have a lot of school of thoughts towards schools, right? So, previously it used to be I think only bi-directional. We used to have a bunch of matriculation schools, and then there used to be a bunch of CBSE and ICSE schools. There was a stage when people were not even able to differentiate between a CBSE and an ICSE.
Okay,
yeah. So I think, but now people are talking about IGCSE, IB, right? So I think that has a lot to do with. I think the space is actually becoming more dynamic.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you look at this in the first place?
I as a parent, I think I put myself there out.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of things when I was learning. So obviously, I would want to give a better exposure to my daughter.
Right.
Right. So that's what all the parents are doing. So and everything is out in the internet. So you try to understand everything.
Yeah.
Google, ask. And I also know a few here in Madurai. They are homeschooling. There are some alternative schoolings they meet up and do. That's so we are evolving as a whole. But I would still suggest, social interaction, being with your peer group, playing together is something that's going to teach them a lot of life skills for them to take up the later stage of life. So, irrespective of the board, that I would leave it up to the parents to decide, because everybody's aspirations could be totally different for their children, and how they want to see them in the future. But I would still suggest to let the children choose what they would feel like doing. So yes, we have evolved. At least Madurai is getting better in these areas.
Right.
And
I think that's much interesting topic to get in. If I'm a parent myself, right? What all things should I look for in a school? Should I look at better education when it comes to nursery? I think we will limit things just to nursery, right? Is it about education, or is it more about the personality building aspect of a child? Or what all things should I look at in the first place?
What I would personally suggest is, at least in the nursery, let the child be child. Okay, not too much of pressure in terms of academics. Of course, learning is going to happen, but not too much of pressure. The exams, the marks, and the assessments. The teachers are going to rank you and all that. I prefer to stay away from that, because this is, anyways, everybody are running a race in your life, right? Why start from childhood? So that's not something that I would advocate. My take on this is that the two things that's primarily important in education. So it's a language as in any language, any number of language you let the child learn, it's going to be beneficial for them. So language is completely important, and then the math, logical thinking, and all these areas, right? This they can learn gradually at school. Everything else will fall in place. Science, social, or whatever it's going to be there. If they know the language at any point of time, they can just read it and then learn. It's not going to make much of a difference. Learning, at this point of time, knowing so many things. But I also believe they should have an exposure in the outside world. Say, for example, if they're going to interact with the animal, they should know how they behave with the plant,
right.
Or how a leader is elected. these kind of things, of course, they will know, right? But this kind of understanding should be sufficient for them at this kind of, level. Putting too much into their child and then expecting too much is not something that I will prefer.
Okay.
So considering this now, IB is doing pretty much the same thing, I believe.
Right.
But again, the execution is in the person's mind.
Does syllabus have anything to do with this?
Yes, of course, right? So when they're following a particular framework, they have to abide with what is given in the books. And when there's going to be exams, obviously the children has to come and write. So when we want to stay away from this, we'll have to look for alternates that's available.
Right.
So yeah.
So if you were to give like one strong reason per syllabus, saying someone should pick IB if this is what they are looking for in a child. Someone should choose IGCSE or ICSE. What is that one reason people should point to if they are picking a particular syllabus? Is there something like that in the first place?
Tell that, but in case if you're looking for writing up some competitive exams, or you want the child to be prepped up for writing exams, doing it well, the faster finger kind of stuff now for doing it, then I don't think IB should be something for you.
Right.
Any stream that focuses on having a proper assessment, taking up tests, completely, reading and understanding. I would still not, at any point of time, I'm not going to recommend, just mugging up and writing down. There's no point in learning that. So anyway, understand that and then, answer, right? So they can focus on any stream that has examinations. But if you're not very much focused on all these competitive exams, you just want the child to go with the flow, learn, and then take it forward in your life, then you can go for something that doesn't push, exams. That's all. This is the major setback. Also, if you want the child to be holistically developed, when you're going to focus much on exams and stuff, obviously the classroom and the environment will be around that only. They'll have to make them learn, write, and do everything. But if you also want the child to learn dance, music, or game, sport, along together, then it depends. You'll have to choose something.
What is your take on homeschooling, Gayatri?
I do not prefer that, Tony. Maybe that could be for somebody who has got a bigger setup, a lot of people involved at home. Being in a nuclear family, that's not going to be good for my daughter, right? Maybe if they have a regular interaction with a lot of people, then homeschooling can be optional for them.
Right.
But again, I don't know, because there's not so many people who are already homeschooling. We can't find a lot of children out, right, during the school time. So the complete social interaction for the child will get lost in that process.
Right.
So at least with this current setup, I'm not preferring homeschooling for our children.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. What is the best part of setting up a business in Madurai now? Like, why is now a great time, and what are the reasons that you think is making Madurai a great place and things?
Like, so many people are doing it. So when you're going to have your own, unique feature to it, obviously it's going to highlight. And when compared to other metros or tier 1 cities, obviously there's less competition in the market.
Right.
So that's going to be there, and you can be easily spotted in Madurai if you're going to do well, because it's not such a huge place as well, right? So that is going to be there. And if you're born and brought up in Madurai, then obviously your support system is going to be here. Your friends, your family, and a whole lot of support to, I don't know initially if they're going to support, but at least over a period of time, they will, start telling this person is doing so and so, the spread that is got through the word of mouth is something huge. So that obviously, we will be getting into it.
Right. So tell us a bit about when did you get started when it comes to Nurture?
Okay.
Yeah, and how far have you gotten, and where are you headed? I think that's quite a broad question, but I think we'll.
Yeah. As I say, as it's for our children, I haven't still stuck on to one point of my reach. I do have a lot of plans.
Right.
So yes. So I started exactly about Nurture. It was March 24 is when we started the work.
2024.
Yeah, 2024. So that's when we started, and some prep work was going on previously before that.
Right.
As I told you, like around 2019, 2020 something, where I did my learning and stuff like that. Then due to a lot of reasons, and I desperately wanted to, go meet people, stay away from the COVID vibes. No, I got into a job as well. And then after a period of time, I realized, okay, this is the time. It's good that you start your own stuff. That's when she started. So it is pretty much good for the second year. And we might have branches soon.
Nice.
But no proper dates or anything planned.
Nice.
But that wouldn't be the one thing that we will stop on. We'll see. I'm just keeping my interest open.
Right.
Because I love exploring, finding new things. But nurture would be something that would always have my heart.
Nice. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay. So.
Yourself as in it's nurture and you. So, I mean, I'm looking at it both ways, yeah.
So, yeah, probably we might have a couple more branches. As far as nurture, that would be the thing.
Right.
I do have my mind into something else. It's just brewing now. I don't know simultaneously when I will do it.
Is it going to be out of?
Yeah, it's not going to be completely related to school. It's just brewing, You have a lot of thoughts brewing. You don't know when it would be the right time for you to get started, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, yes.
Right. So, for someone who's looking to get started, I think you'll be the best person if it's going to be women entrepreneurs, right? And mompreneurs. I think you'll be the best person to comment on it. So, if you were to comment on like a bunch of first few baby steps that they're looking at, what are the things that you think should a person look at, right, in order to get started in the first place? I mean, forget about them eventually becoming an entrepreneur, not becoming one. That's like a completely different story. What are the first few baby steps they should take to get here?
I understand if that is exactly what your heart would go to, because the initial stages are really going to be hard for anybody. So there should be some driving factor within us, so that we keep doing it again and again till our expectations are met. So probably in a few days or in a few months, if you are going to feel that this is not what I wanted, then I don't think that would let you grow.
Right.
So find just because I'm doing something, you do not have to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So there should be something that you really feel like. So choose that. Have your finances set properly when you start. This was a learning that my husband gave me. So he has his complete career into business. So
right.
So this is something that he always tells me. So you shouldn't have money just to start. You should have money to sustain for quite some time. Only then you will be able to go.
Right.
Because initially, so have your finances planned properly.
Right.
So at least for maybe for 6 to 8, 9 months, if you have solid support, then at least start. I would I got advice like at least for 2 years you should have the finances ready.
Right.
But you know what? At least 6 to 9 months if you're going to have them, you'll definitely have enough. And initial days, you have to put in your 100% time.
Right.
That is going to be time consuming. This worked for me. I did not hire anybody else to do a lot of job that I was able to handle. For certain things where I need to outsource only, I did, because the initial days, if you're going to spend on manpower a lot, then the sustainability is going to be a big question. So focus on that. Try to improve your skills. If you don't know, just give it a shot. Take 2-3 days time, learn it, and then do that. So
right.
So if we are able to handle a little bit financially, then I think our stability will increase gradually, and we can create the visibility so that we get the reach that we expect.
So what is your take on, like, there are multiple ways of starting up without having a lot of capital in place, right? So if you can comment on a few for the entrepreneurs, the womenpreneurs that are looking to venture out from a tier 2 city.
Okay.
Like, let's say they don't have any money, all they have is like their finances set for the next 6 months. As in finances set meaning they'll have their expenses handled, right? They don't have anything in terms of capital. So if you were to comment on a few like that, what all things people can look at?
Okay. So you can definitely utilize your skill set to make money.
Right.
So that is what pretty much now everybody is doing. So you can work on that. And there are a lot of things, if so many women are into reselling, right? So they are able to get very, very minimal investment also. And once you get there, I believe, without even the investment, once they have the good rapport with the people and all, they're able to do it. Um, and then, I would still suggest because the entrepreneurship is not going to be easy without money.
Right.
And at least after a certain point of time, it is going to need some money, but you're going to get it back, but still you need to pull something.
Right.
So pull in your finances or do a little bit of work. See, I would tell you, so I am a little this independent kind of a girl who do not want to depend on so many people and all that. No, so when I started Nurture, I was very keen that no, I'm not going to ask anyone money. I'm going to pull in my own money, and that was one of the main reason I did work previously. So I wanted to just have my own capital to get started. So that gave me a lot of confidence, right? If somebody's going to invest and then they're gonna ask you, that is going to pull our confidence down.
Right.
Right. Now I would tell no, nobody can ask me anything. It's just my money. I will invest. I will sit, wait, work on it, and then bring out a profit.
Got it.
So yeah, maybe there are a lot of hustles even that's there. You've got a lot of content writing stuff. Even if you do not, if you can't step out of home, right? A lot of work from home jobs available.
Right.
You can try it out. Have some finances planned. That will be a great help.
Right. So, I mean, you will also be looking at it, I guess. Social media influencers, right? So, there is still a whole lot of people who's not so ready to get in front of the camera. So, what is your, comment on the same? Right, right.
The initial days when I took a video of me and then I see it, I'm like, do I talk like this? Do I put my hands like this and all that? Was my hair like this? All these things happen. But at the end of the day, it's just us, right? So as I tell our kids, we have to be confident in whatever we're doing. So if we know what we're doing, just be sure of what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, if that is there, don't worry about the camera. Everybody is seeing us anyway. We go out, talk to people. So let everybody else see the same. That's all.
Interesting. Okay. I think it was like a wholesome session in terms of like the learnings that she has accrued over a period of time. So I'm really happy for giving us your time in the first place. And your learnings, I believe, will enlighten a lot of people around you. That's very much like from a next door girl who is like venturing out, looking to become big. So guys, like if you're looking to do something with your life, like looking to venture out, make it big in life, and if education is a vertical that you're looking at, I think feel free to reach out to Gayatri. Gayatri is like quite vibrant in the entrepreneur community, quite in Madurai, so you can get in touch with her, talk about education, talk about entrepreneurship. Like, I think one other thing that I'd like to touch upon is we are happy to associate with Gayatri on this effort by Aspire Circle to enable people to become influential. I think I'd want to have like Gayatri's comments on the same with regards to Aspire Circle.
Yeah. So, as a person who would really love to, associate with other entrepreneurs, that has been quite a part of my journey. So, as I always have my foot there, this is another interesting association that I would love to have with Aspire Circle. As giving them that, whatever that they need to get going in their business is not something that's easy. So since you're providing that, it's a privilege that I'm being a part of your circle as well. And I hope we'll be able to create some kind of difference in everybody's life, right?
Great. And one other thing that that I'm doing, or like
I was just
the community, that I'm doing is I'm building this AI shopping assistant, first of its kind, quite from Asia, I'd say. So, what is that one advice that you'd give me, and what is your take on BAE?
Okay, so the moment that I thought about BAE, right, when we were discussing earlier, so Initially, I did not actually understand just with the outline. So after I had the conversation from you, for a moment I was like, oh wow, cool. Now all our shopping needs are sorted. At times when being a girl, women, how our dresses shopping, and when we need to go for an event or anything, this just goes on in our mind.
Yeah.
And when you're going to have a shopping assistant as cool as this, then it's going to make our lives easier, right? So that was something that was always there in my mind. So congrats to you on
Thank you.
having this launch. It will help a lot of us, I believe. And I'll definitely spread the word. And just keep going. That's all I would tell you. Every little step that we take is going to create a lot of difference. Just keep going. My best wishes to BAE and your
Thank you.
whole team as well.
I mean, this means a lot. Like coming from a fellow entrepreneur, a childhood friend, and like a peer entrepreneur who is coming from the same kind of setup that I come from. So, thank you so much, Gayatri. And yeah, I think we'll need all your support
Sure.
with whatever we are building. Stay tuned on Aspire Circle for more such interesting and impressive stories ahead. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Tony, for having me.
Thank you.